Hello and welcome to Jamie TV, and thank you very much for watching. NuRack by 4Pockets is without a doubt the very best value for money application available to iOS musicians today. The app provides you with a whole host of indispensable effects, instruments and tools in one application for the average price of one app. I've spent more money on one reverb, one compressor, one EQ than this whole app costs. Now the app provides you with these tools in a modular environment so that you can piece together the individual modules that you need for the application you have in mind. Now some people have looked at this app and thought it looks a little bit complicated, and so they've passed on it. And other people have bought it and had a little trouble getting their teeth into it. Now this app is incredibly easy to use, but it may look a little daunting at first. Now I'm not a clever guy, I'm not even a synth guy, a technology guy, I'm not even really a producer. I'm a things with strings guy, I'm a stupid old hippie, I'm not the brightest bulb. But to me, it's really straightforward to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of videos where I'm going to show you why, if you don't already have it, why you should buy it. And if you're struggling with it a little, I'm going to show you how to use it. So let's start off by taking a look at one of the modules I've built and how I've used it. What you're looking at here is the very sensibly named hi-hat combobulator. This is the very first module that I made when I first started piddling around with NuRack. And the reason that I made it is because it occurred to me that when I mix hi-hats, I always seem to introduce the same three elements as inserts. Not necessarily the same apps, but the same type of apps. I always seem to use some kind of overdrive, an EQ, and a compressor. So I thought, why not use NuRack to create a little module that incorporates all three, and that will only take up one insert slot if I'm mixing in, say, something like Cubasis 3. So all the elements that I might need when I'm playing around with my hi-hats when I'm mixing are in front of me with one click. And you can see here I've got my overdrive, which is connected to this tube here so that I can see very clearly when the overdrive is engaged. I've got my EQ, my compressor, and a nice little visual display that shows me what's going on with my frequencies. So let me just press play and introduce all those elements one by one. Okay, now let's have a look at a slightly more involved module that I made. That was the Synth Butcher, which is a module I threw together for myself because I've developed this funny little fetish recently. I like taking an old school plain synth sound, which is why I'm using Tal, because it's a wonderful emulation of an old Juno. And you know, an old school synth like that, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of a modern synth. So I take my bells and whistles, which are in this module I created, and I try and kind of arse around with it and make something new from something old. And it's real fun and easy to do, because with it all being in one module, it's all there laid out on the screen in front of me. I'm not switching between apps and stuff. You could use this in a live environment and that would work great, which is another thing that NuRack would really excel at. Okay, now I'm going to bring this video to an end now by throwing myself a very simple new module together. I'm just going to sort of quickly and simply show you how that's done, and I'm going to get deeper into that in a later video. Okay, now this is not supposed to be a detailed walkthrough of exactly how you build your own rack in NuRack. I am going to do that in a later video. For now, I just want to show you how easily and how quickly you can come up with something really awesome sounding in NuRack once you've got past that initial stage of just getting your head around it, which really isn't hard to do. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've got here. This is just my microphone channel I'm talking to you on. This is Primer Synth, and I'm using this sound by Spider Rice Midas. This is Tubeway, and I'm using Foog Machine here just to provide me with some MIDI. I'm only using one channel of it, and that's just going to loop round and round, so that once I've built my rack, I can just let it loop round and experiment with it and see if it's what I really want. So let's just press play and hear what we've got at the moment without NuRack. Okay, so let's add NuRack now. From Audio Unit Extensions, we need to pop down to the 4 pockets section here. There we go, NuRack Effects. Click on that, and if I press Edit down here, that gives me a little plus where I can start to add my modules. So I'm going to add a little touchpad, and then I want a classic filter, and let's have a scope because they just look awesome, and I want a delay of some type. Let's go with reverse delay. Let's make something that sounds a little bit mad. Okay, now at this point I can come out of edit and I can actually use these effects. Actually, let me just pinch and zoom out so we can just see them. Now I can actually use these effects like this. I don't need to go any further with personalization, but I want to. So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to go into build mode and click edit, and now I can start to move things around and make it look the way I want it to look. So let's just give ourselves a little bit more room to work with on here. Right, let's see. Touchpad. I think I want that to be bigger and near the bottom. I'm going to shove the filter up to that corner, and let's put the reverse delay next to that. Okay, they don't meet up, but maybe we can do something about that later. Right, touchpad, bring it up here, and let's make that a bit bigger. How big will that go? That will go with that. Oh, hang on. Undo that because I've covered up these controls, which I'm going to need to see. Take off clip to bounds, then I can put them where I want them. Over here for now. Okay, now touchpad. Oops. Touchpad. Don't want you clicked. I want this clicked. There. Okay, that's as big as my touchpad will go, so I'll work with that there. And I'm going to move my scope up and bring these two controls up here. I'm sort of aiming for a bit of a square shape. Okay, I think I've got things more or less where I want them now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in here and let's make a nice square shape out of this. Okay, and we're going to get rid of all the borders and titles. Now actually looking at that, I think I can bring this up a little now. There, okay, I'm liking the look of that. Right, now let's change the knob style. Knob style, I want the basic black. I really like this knob style because it's very clear where everything is. We've got the little white marker, and we've also got the little the sort of strip of colour that goes around the knob, so it's really clear what all your settings are. I accidentally pressed something there. Let's press undo. Okay, so all this stuff I'm doing right now from a musical point of view is completely unnecessary, but I just find it pleasing, makes me smile, and I don't need any better explanation than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little section here, and I'm going to find a colour that I like. So let's play around with these faders and find a purple, but we want a kind of a manly purple. Maybe just make that a little brighter. That's quite, yeah, that's the sort of thing. Okay, there we go, there's my purple. Now I like that colour and I want to make everything that colour, so I'm going to copy that colour and then I'm going to paste that colour onto all the other controls. And finally the scope. There we go. Right, that looks cool. Alright, so now all I need is a cool background. Now I'm really into the Umbrella Academy at the moment, so I'm going to call this rack, I'm going to call it number 7 after my favourite member of the Umbrella Academy. So let's just go to photos. There's number 7. And we're just going to go copy photo. Then all I have to do is go to my menu, paste background, and there she is. Right, now background options, where's that? Can't remember. Where are my background options? Oh, I know, down here. Background options, and I'm just going to make that a little darker so the controls just show up a little better. There we go. Right, okay, so let's have a play with the effect now. I'm going to come out of edit mode, out of build mode. Hang on a minute. Interface builder mode. Oh yeah, right, okay, and double click on that. And there we go, there's my effect. I'll just see if I can zoom and make that a little bigger. Now I just need to assign the horizontal and vertical of the touchpad to different parameters. So we'll go with classic filter cutoff for the horizontal, and for the vertical we'll go with the reverse delays mix. And now if I press play, so there's my filter. Now activate my delay. My mouse has gone all drunk because I'm asking the iPad to do a lot of things at once. There we are, a completely mad effect that just took me a couple of minutes to throw together, and it looks cool. I'm really happy with that. All that remains for me to do now is to save that rack so I can use it again later. So go to menu, press save, and I'm just going to type in number 7. There we go. Alright, that's enough for now. We don't want the video to get too long, although I am literally just scratching the surface of what NuRack can do here. Like I said, the best value for money app on the iOS platform today. I will be making more videos showing you more of its capabilities and helping you learn how to use it. If you'd like to get hold of the modules I've been using in this video, they are available for download from my Patreon account, which you can sign up for as little as £1, $1, €1 or a whatever per month. There's more information about that at this link, and the link to my Patreon is also down below the video, as are all the links to all my social media sites, my email address, my website, etc. Feel free to stalk me on whatever platform you like, or direct message me with any questions you might have about this or any other video that I've made. Until I see you again, please take good care of yourselves, behave, don't pissy pants about, and I'll see you later.